I don't know. I'm trying something new because the intros are getting a little pathetic and all, but whatever. This is R.D.G, and today is going back to Kingdoms for Transformer Warfare Cybertron Kingdom Deluxe class Huffer. Now, Huffer is basically the repaint and retool of pipes. Link in the description for that review. So it means I won't be needing these instructions because pipes, like I said, the transformation of this is the same. I don't know. I don't want to make a sound and all that kind of crap, but hey, whatever. Let's get to the bauxite. The bauxite. We have Huffer, Huffer, Puffy, Puffer, Huffer, Puffer. Nice. Of course, the backdrop. Of course, the artwork. Amazing. Huffer. He gets 2 accessories, but we are going to skip all this books to Huffer.
A few moments later.
Okay, so here we are, and here we got Huffer right here. So first things first, we need to go through some of his accessories, shall we? Obviously, for every kingdom, we got himself a card with Dinobot as the Predacon. And if we peel this, that means Dinobot will become a Maximal, obviously. So, that every kingdom's figure always comes with that kind of accessory. But Huffer does have 2 more. One of them is, well, this grind or shield or whatever you call it. And of course you can plug it into the sides right here or even up here. Whichever you feel is right for you. And I mean like these holes right here. And the second one is his blaster. I gotta say though, the blaster looks amazingly sculpted. And it's very, very authentic. And of course, you can plug it into his hand, and now Huffer's decked out. The painting and the sculpting on Huffer, it looks really amazing. And as I continually say, he is basically a repaint and retool of pipes. But let us not get aside of this review. And yes, they try to at least make him cartoon accurate to the original for the G1, but I don't know. But if we take a closer look at him, you can see a bit of the paint scratches on him. Of course, that's a minor paint scratches. No one will notice on the shoulders, but everything else is bright orange gray with a hint of purple blue. And everything else, it just looks magnificent indeed. Of course, the back, it kind of is. I don't know. And of course, this part. I know, like in pipes, his review link will be in the description below if you want to check it out. That one, of course, pipes has the ability to shift this whole back piece down. I don't know why they don't do that for Huffer, but I guess to keep up with G1 accuracy. Yeah, let's take a look at the head sculpt. The head sculpt kind of looks nice, but a little plain, but needs a bit of paint work. Everything else, it looks really G1 accurate to the cartoon. And I gotta say though, I don't know why, but down in the abs section and the crotch is where the metallic silver comes in. I don't know why. But, and like I keep saying, but if we take a look on the feet kind of look off. Especially since you have to at least flip open part of the rear of this truck mode to make him stand. And obviously Huffer is basically a retool and repaint of pipes. As I keep saying a lot. But it's true. But they have to at least add a few minor details to ensure that Huffer and pipes are different, different artworks. Okay, so then we got Grapple and Grapple. Damn it, it's Huffer. Man, I keep getting the paint job. It just mixes my pronunciation of Huffer with Grapple. I mean, seriously, do these two look identical? I mean, it's just a paint job. It has to be a paint job or some shit, but aside from that, Huffer, yeah, he's a deluxe class, and Grapple's a Voyager. If you want to see Huffer No, not Huffer. Rapple. The link will be in the description below with the video, but God, I keep getting those two mixed up. Like, oh, God damn it. Man, that's just gonna get annoying. It's just so annoying. Oh, dear God. But like I said, everything looks nice on Huffer. With a bit of the detailings on it needs a bit of paint job, needs paint work, and of course a bit of new paint since the paint looks a little fade. But aside from that, what else can we do? Aside from the accessories, the looks, the box, but of course, let us not forget about the posability. But of course, in the beginning episodes of Transformers G1, Huffer did mention to Optimus about them not being warriors, but Optimus's inspiration showed them how to be warriors in their own ways. But as kind of like pipes, I bet the possibilities will be the same, especially with the ball joint here. Of course, if we have to move this out, and now we can access the possibility in the head. And then it can go a full 360 here with a hinge joint, and I bet the elbow. Oh yeah, you can also extend the arm like this. Let's not also forget the arm swivel here. Do not forget about the ab crunch. I believe that's part of the transformation. But it also comes with a waist swivel, thigh swivel. You can kick that far. You can also go back that far. A fairly good spread. And yeah, that's kind of much for the Brit. Hinge joint here, very great hinge joint if I do say that myself. And a very excellent pivot. But let's just try to close it up and maybe just leave the good pivot like this. So for the posability for Huffer is fairly surprisingly good. But the only downside is that there is no weapon storage to store on Huffer, except to display it on the sides. Make it look like instead it's a part of him instead of storing weapons. So there's nothing much you can do with Huffer. However, considering that this is Huffer's the last Autobot from the Kingdom's toy line, we are going to do one more size comparison. So to start it off with the size comparison, here we got Warpath. And then we have Tracks. And then Wheeljack. And then the retool, basically the reused Earthrise / Kingdom Arcee. And of course Wheeljack 2. The repaint and resculpt replica, like I mentioned, Pipes. And then we have my previous review, the Weaponizer Kingdom Slammer. So, that will be it for size comparison. But, we shall begin with the transformation. We are not done yet. I already showed you all the instructions. And I'm just going to show it to you again because let's just say Huffer may not be a fighter, but he knows how to stand up for himself. I shall begin with the transformation, and I will be back as soon as I am finished.
One eternity later.
And here we got Huffer in this holler form. Well, in his vehicle mode. And as I said before, he looks identical to Pipes. Except with the accessories. The accessories are the only things that are different. Speaking of accessories, we gotta bring these back. And the only difference with this is that you have to at least align all of these pegs, right? The trio of pegs forming a triangle. Same with this, because there's two of them. I don't know why. Of course, you gotta have to plug them both in like this, and then maybe the blaster you could just peg it into right on top, and then boom, you got Huffer really decked out, preparing for battle. Because I gotta say though, this looks very, very nice. But what I also like is the fact that Huffer in this vehicle mode looks G1 accurate compared to the cartoon. But I also learned in another scene where Huffer is transporting Optimus's trailer. So yeah, that's something I kind of want to see. And aside from that, I believe we should go to the I don't know what else is there. So there's nothing special about Huffer here, except that, like I said before, he's basically a repaint and a slight retool of Pipes. Obviously, the orange paint job, I really love it. Matches the Hauler Grapple. Really matches Grapple in this. And I really like the orange clear glass of it. Obviously, right here you can actually see, but not the interior otherwise. Of course, right here in the bottom, kibble free, except that little small gap, but I'm not that upset about it. Of course, there is no other Autobot symbol to comprise Huffer. To be, man, now I'm beginning to say grapple because it's grapple's a Voyager, not this is Huffer. Of course, like Pipes, you also need to plug the weapon onto here, onto these holes if you want, of course. But if you want it right in the back, right with his hands, that would do. I gotta say though, I don't think there's nothing much to it. So we're just gonna finish this off with some size comparisons because I have nothing more to say about Huffer. So here we got Wheeljack, and then Warpath, and then Tracks. Next, Arcee. My previous review, well, Slammer, and Huffer's duplicate Pipes. So that will be it for Huffer. So that is it for Huffer. So I hope you all like this video. Subscribe, comment down below. Don't forget to ring the bell for notification. And do not forget to share this video so we can continue with our goal of 1,500 subscribers by the end of this year. And that is also it for Huffer for the Autobots in Kingdom, I believe. But we are going to continue with the Maximals. The Maximals, well, 3 Maximals to end this year. So I hope you all enjoy this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok so you don't miss out. So this is it. This is R.D.G. And I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll see you all next week on a new review. This is R.D.G. and I'm officially signing off.